This PHP voice quick start covers both inbound and outbound phone calls. But for both of those, we need a phone number, so let's go get one. We'll start in the console in the phone number section, and I'll search for a 267 area code phone number. I'll buy the first Philadelphia phone number I find, and we'll set the number up later. Let's start by talking about outbound calls. Your app makes a post request to Twilio. Twilio places a call to your phone. When the call's connected, Twilio requests some TWIML instructions from your application. If the TWIML looks like this, then Twilio speaks some text back to your phone. Let's write some code to make that work. We'll start in the terminal by using Composer to install the Twilio PHP helper library. If you're not familiar with Composer, it just helps us manage third-party dependencies in our app. Then we'll create a PHP file to make our phone call. The first thing we'll do in our PHP file is pull in the Twilio helper library that we just downloaded, and then we'll declare that from it we want to use the Twilio REST client. To use the Twilio REST client, we're going to need some credentials, namely our account SID and auth token from our Twilio account. These look a bit like this, but I have these stored in environment variables, and I recommend you do as well. So we'll fetch the account SID and auth token, and then we'll use those values to create a Twilio REST client, passing them into the constructor. Now we'll use the client to create an outbound phone call. So client calls create. The first parameter that takes is the phone number to call. That's going to be my cell phone number, and I'll grab that out of my environment. Second parameter is the phone number that it's going to come from, and that's our Twilio phone number we purchased earlier. Third parameter is an array of parameters, and the only one we need to pass in is the URL that Twilio should request the TWIML instructions from when the call is connected. When the call connects, we'll log out the call SID, and just in case there's an error, we'll log that out as well. Then we can head back over to the terminal and make our call.
Thanks for trying our documentation. Enjoy.
That's great, Twilio. Who doesn't love a Rickroll? Let's check out the TWIML to see how that happened. There's a say that does text-to-speech and reads out, "Thanks for trying our documentation, enjoy." And then a play tag that plays that lovely, classic Rickroll MP3. Now let's talk about inbound calls. A user places a phone call to your Twilio number. Twilio makes an HTTP request to your app, which returns some TWIML. And if the TWIML looks like this, then Twilio speaks some text back to the user. Let's write the server code to make that happen. We'll start by creating a PHP file to hold the response for an incoming call. The first thing we'll do inside of this PHP file is set the content type header to text/XML, since TWIML is just a set of plain XML instructions. We'll create a response tag to respond to the incoming call, and inside of the response we'll create a say tag that does speech to text, and it'll say back to the caller, "Hello from your pals at Twilio, have fun." Now we'll head back to the terminal and start a PHP server on localhost port 8000. There's only one problem. Twilio can't reach localhost port 8000 publicly on the internet. So we use a tool called ngrok to create an HTTP tunnel on port 8000. This will give Twilio a publicly addressable URL that it can reach when a call comes in. So we'll copy the URL for this tunnel out and take it back over to the Twilio console and paste it into the "a call comes in" webhook location and add /incoming.php to it. We'll set the HTTP method to get, since our PHP file will be accessible via an HTTP GET request. Then we can place a call to our phone number and get the response.
Hello from your pals at Twilio. Have fun.
And I hope you will have fun now that you know how to handle both incoming and outgoing phone calls using PHP with Twilio. That's going to do it for this video. If you've enjoyed this, please consider clicking subscribe down below. If there's something else you'd like us to cover, leave us a comment down below and we'll get right on it. In the meantime, check out one of these other videos to learn more about Twilio. Until next time, I'm out of here.